Okie doke guys, so yesterday I made a live video regarding my current approach and things have changed, and it was hijacked by a troll who was leaving really naughty comments, so I had to just can it. So that was a shame. However, that is the nature of live broadcasts on YouTube. You're going to get these assholes who are going to come on and try and cause mischief. So anyway, forget about that. So basically, yesterday's premise was, what happened to the 500 burpees? I told everyone I'm going to do 500 burpees for 31 days straight. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it basic. Well, I'm going to be completely transparent with you, totally open about this. The 500 burpees were boring me to tears. They were just very monotonous and I was not enjoying the process. Now, when I say that, I mean, I understand that exercise is not really something to be enjoyed, but the process of doing them, finding the time to do them, and trying to incorporate it within my lifestyle with the kids, it was stressful. And one thing that I always made clear, and if you look through my last videos or ones I've made a while ago, stress is something I do not want to affect my training journey. It messes things up and I was not going to allow that to happen, so I had to take action. There was also... Me and you, this way. There was also a few other reasons. There you go. There was also a few other reasons why I stopped. The first one was, I don't think they were having any physical benefits for me in the long run. Yes, they were probably burning calories, but I wasn't really enhancing my engine size. I can do 500. It was becoming a mental grind more than anything. And it was just, I thought the benefits of it, I'm not really going to be improving anything physically or even mentally. I know I can do 500 burpees. I know I can go well beyond that point. I've got nothing to prove to myself. So it was just getting really monotonous and I wasn't finding the right reasons to justify it. I tried it, but it wasn't for me. So just putting that out there. So if anybody's wondering what happened to the 500 burpees, I was putting out on my YouTube channel. However, another thing that was coming to mind and something that was eating away at me was the lifting demons were making their voices heard and it was getting louder and louder every day. And I felt I'm losing a bit of muscle doing this. I'm losing weight quite rapidly. I've got down to the lightest weight I've ever been. I'm seeing physique changes, they look really good, but I'm not really happy with my weight. I felt I was just getting too light, and it just something that wasn't sitting right with me. So, after the 2,500 burpees, my head was a mess. I was just finding it hard to motivate myself to do the burpees. And I just felt that I needed to gain some muscle back. And this was just becoming an ever-present voice in my head. So, I was making little references to a muscle building style regime coming up, but I committed to the 500 burpees. However, I've decided to just go, fuck it, let's go for the muscle building. Let's just do it. I've got a holiday coming up, I want to put on a wee bit more muscle. And I'm just trying to get away from the cardio based and start moving back into the muscle building phase for a few months just to see where I go with that. Ramping up the calories, ramping up the eating and enjoying myself. So, what's my current approach? The current approach right now is that I have introduced 2 days of lifting into my regime. And it's 2 days very basic work, which has been inspired by Stuart McRoberts' book, Brawn. This was a book that I read 20 odd years ago, which blew my mind. The premise of the book was based around 20 rep squats and how bodybuilders were just pumping out programs that natural trainers couldn't really do. It was all a myth, and to read this 20 years ago was a paradigm shift. The information's quite sourceable nowadays. However, back then, before the internet was what it is nowadays, it was hard to obtain. You had to read books and so forth. So this was a book that always stuck with me. HC, morning buddy, you'll enjoy this. So this was a book that always stuck with me. So the lifting regime that I have embarked on consists of 2 days training. There is no set days. I don't do it on a Monday and Wednesday. I just do it when I can, but I try to get in 2 in a week with a wee gap in between. And the first day is based around 20 rep breathing squats. So it's a set of squats, set of 20 breathing squats, which is when you take your 10 rep max and turn into 20 reps, utilising breathing between reps, particularly the last 10 to push them out. It's quite grueling. I'll then move on to the bench press, and it then will be weighted chins. They'll be done 3 to 5 sets at 8 to 12. And I will be sticking with the same weight until I can achieve 5 sets of 12 and it feels light. I am not a big believer in always adding weight to the bar. I think your body has to get used to the weight before you add weight to the bar, because if you continuously add weight to the bar, you are going to stall hard and it's going to kill your progress. This isn't a sprint. This is a marathon. It's always a marathon. Let your body acclimatise to the weight, and then push the weight up. Get used to throwing those weights about, then move up a weight. That's just my philosophy. I'm sure people will disagree. Whatever, who cares? That's day 1. Day 2 will consist of standing military press, which is one of my favourite lifts. 3 to 5 sets at 8 to 12, same protocol as the day before. Romanian deadlift and weighted dips, and I might get some curls in there as well, just to satisfy the urges that run through every man who wants a nice set of arms. We all want them. Anybody that tells you otherwise is lying. We know they're lying. So that is the 2 days lifting. There'll be a big gap between those 2 days. So what do I do between the gaps? What about the conditioning? What about the burpees? To go back to the reason why I quit the 500 burpees, I didn't want to fall out of love with the burpee, which is something that can happen when exercise becomes monotonous in that respect. You fall out of love and you look for something new, and I wasn't prepared to let that happen. It's happened before, and I just didn't want to let it happen. However, the focus on the burpees will change. It will be 3 pump upwards, maybe 2 pumps, but 2 plus pumps upwards, focusing on that muscle building aspect of the burpee. I think the 1 pumps have been done to death with regards to myself. Salute, brother. However, I'm keeping the burpees in to keep the conditioning in. There will be no more high rep burpee sessions, 500s. Yes, I will upload it. I definitely will upload it, mate. I'll just let it go after this and I'll let it run. I will not be pursuing the high rep burpees like the 500s, the 1000s, because I don't have the time. This became apparent over the last few days. So the onus will be on probably getting 2 burpee sessions a day or 2 conditioning sessions. You're a star, thank you. Anytime, my man. It will focus on 20-minute, 30-minute sessions, just getting work in, what I can do to get that conditioning, and to mitigate some fat gain as well when I'm like bumping my calories up and keep my conditioning high. Conditioning, hard work underpins all the work regardless of what you're doing. So I'll be focusing on those style of burpees, those style of pumps, and I will also be focusing on the Iron Wolf cardiovascular punishment. The reason being that I have fell in love with this routine. It is mind-blowing and it gets your fitness up to a super high level. I'm looking to do 1 or 2 of those a week, just making up the routines as I go along, not the actual Iron Wolf CVP routines. Maybe I might do 1 or 2. I did one last night which was a complete destroyer, but just using the actual format itself. If it's something you don't do, I suggest you do them. They are mind-blowing. They will take your fitness to the next level. For example, I did one in a class last night, and I've got a gentleman who comes to my classes who has started his own burpee journey. He comes into the gym, he does 100, 200 burpees, and it's going well. However, I convinced him to do the Iron Wolf CVP, and he was blowing out of every hole in his body, and his brain was completely blown apart because it was a complete shock to his system. But I'm sure he loved it. It was an eye-opener for him, and CVPs are always an eye-opener, so they will also be incorporated into the regime. So that's pretty much it. The new regime, I can't put it up on paper. I can't make videos where like you've got voiceovers and that's not my technical expertise. I just put out these raw and authentic long videos where I just talk. However, the regime is as follows, just to summarise it. 2 days lifting a week, focused on 3 exercises. 6 exercises, 3 per day, very basic routine, lots of focus. And multi-pump burpees, with the onus being on timed sessions as opposed to high reps. And to top it off, 2 to 3 Iron Wolf cardiovascular punishment sessions per week. I'm going to roll with that. I took the CVP from that last attempt at the 500 burpees and I fell in love with it. So that's just where we'll roll. Hopefully I can put on a wee bit more lean mass through this, through the increase in calories, which is something that I've taken to like a fish to water over the last few days. I've enjoyed eating quite a lot. So yeah, that's it. Now the reason I made this video was, as I explained at the start, I did it yesterday and I had to delete it because things were happening which were annoying me. But hopefully this gives you guys a wee bit of insight into my current approach and where I'm going with this. So yeah, thanks for your questions. Hopefully this gives people a bit of guidance, and hopefully one or two of you can say, well, I might give that a bash as well. Always get in touch with me, send me a message in my comments, even email me or contact me on Instagram where you can direct message me. That way we can open a conversation, and I'm here to help anybody. If they want to get involved with this sort of stuff, let's go for it. Let's train together. Let's tame the iron. Let's tame the iron together. Let's tame the burpees. Let's get it on. Let's do this. Alright, so that's me. You need to make the wee man some black pudding. Are we getting some black pudding today? Say black pudding. We're getting black pudding, aren't we? The wee man's getting black pudding. He loves it because he eats anything. He's a tank. He even eats sardines like his dad. And then he's getting a protein yogurt because we need to get these wee guns rocking. Is that right, wee man? Alright, wee man. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.